to say at my age that I've lost the spirit of Christmas, and there's a lot of things I've lost at my age, and you know, it scares me a lot. Hello mes amours, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Cindy and I make videos about everything that has to do with books, fashion and self-improvement. So if that's something you like to see or hear more of, please consider finishing this video and checking out my other ones. Thank you. As the title suggests, today is a bit of a sit with me video. I've got my tea. I did write down what I wanted to talk about today because like it's a lot. So what I want to talk about, it's very simple. I want to talk about spending Christmas alone. I want to talk about feelings of loneliness, especially during winter times, and that kind of encapsulates depression. Not just like depression per se, but like feeling sad, you know, the whole seasonal depression thing that is popular this year. It's still hot, so I won't try to drink it. I'm gonna leave it on the table until it cools off, and it gives me time to kind of talk about what I want to talk about today. I also want to focus on the good, you know, not just the bad, and like using this month in particular to focus on maximizing my goals and getting myself ready for the new year. It's 2:38, so I'm really tired. I had decided not to film this video because the video I filmed before, it took longer than I expected. I do have like pointers as to where I'm supposed to go with this video, but really everything I'm gonna say is gonna come out of my heart or like my head or my mind. I wanted to watch a lot of sad videos, like videos on seasonal depression, before making my own, because I wanted to know what other people had to say on the subject, but sadly I never got around to doing that. I did save some videos like in my watch list, and to a certain extent I'm happy I didn't watch other videos because like everything I'm gonna say is gonna be from my perspective, but at the same time I wanted to watch other videos to kind of give myself more context as to what sad is. For me personally, like I don't think I've ever experienced that. Like maybe I did, but I never just had a name for it, if that makes sense. And I remember how like in summer, around the month of July, I was so sad, like so just like over everything. I think it was because it was so hot. I think this was the first time I realized that I was suffering from something seasonal, and that's when I googled it and I discovered that it was called like seasonal depression. And I guess what made me really realize that there was something wrong with me when winter came, and I don't like saying wrong with me, it was just like I've learned. I have like a whole pile of diaries. I've been writing diaries my entire life, but I really started like keeping track of them and keeping them with me since like 2015. So I have like 12 there looking at me, and this is like my 13th one. So I kind of taught myself to be able to be attuned with my emotions, you know, when something is really bothering me or going on. I know how to recognize it. And I think also this year has been really a year of like a realization. Like there are a lot of things that were happening to me before that I really wasn't like paying much attention to, but I feel like this year I sat down a lot and I tried to like kind of reflect. So when winter hit and I realized like I was really sad, I literally came to the realization that it was seasonal depression. It's the end of the year. I did do like a mid-year check-in, but I feel like although I've accomplished so much this year, I feel like there's a lot I didn't, and those are like getting to me. So there's like a lot of like feeling behind my goals, feeling behind in life, which also I wanted to make a video on, but I haven't yet because it's like a very difficult subject for me, if I have to be honest. But it's not even just that, it's also about the fact that really I feel like I'm having this, and I don't like using the word depression because I feel like it's not diagnosed, and I do know I get stressed a lot, I do know I get anxious a lot, but I feel like using depression to characterize what is bothering me is kind of doing an injustice to people that suffer from real depression that are being diagnosed. I don't know what other word. Okay, I'm gonna go with sad. So I feel like the other thing that really like just like heightened my sadness is like realizing, especially like every time this year I've had period, it just got worse and worse. It's realizing how like I'm truly alone, and it's like so weird. I don't know if you know about this quote on like being surrounded by a crowd but still feeling alone. This year really was the year I felt it a lot. I have this bad thing that I've had to work through my entire life, and I feel like I'm still working on it. I used to be a people person. I was always an introvert, but I was also like a bit of a chameleon. Like when with extrovert, I could like kind of embody an extrovert personality, but it was just like I was still an introvert at heart. But when young, I always liked being surrounded with people. Yes, it would get to a point where I would want to be alone, but most of the time I wanted to be surrounded with people. The more I grew up, especially like my first year in uni, I remember how everything was just so different. I felt like the friends I had already made, like back in foundation year, had found their own circles. There's a point that I also wrote in my notebook. It's like, when you spend such a long time thinking you're different and no one understands you and you so like you can't fit in, it gets to a point like even when you try, you still feel like you don't fit in. The example is like this year really like one of my goals was to make more friends, and trust me, I've had people even wanting to be my friends, like a lot of girls, and it's like because I have this feeling that like I do not belong, they do not understand me, and there's no point making friends, I always ended up pushing them. I did want to make a video about making friends after I got a comment about like how to make friends. But it's like on one side, I would say it's easy, like I know how it works. It's just like putting yourself in places where you're more likely to meet like-minded people. I know it's so difficult, like to, especially when you're the one that has to approach people and be like, can we exchange numbers? It's the most difficult thing. What I normally do is like I would observe people and see if that's the kind of person I want in my life. If the person doesn't ask me, I will ask them. But if I ask and I try contacting the person and I do not get the same kind of return that I would want to get, I would kind of back away. So that's also like a thing to consider. But it's just like genuinely just get out, like go out. And I know I'm sitting here like giving that advice, having started this whole point on making friends, saying that I do not have friends. Like two parts of me are fighting. There's a part who wants to have friends, there's a part who wants to experience the world, there's a part who wants to stop always being in my cocoon and always like hide from the world and just be on my own. And there's another part who is like, no one understands me, so it's better I stay alone. And I know this part is lying because people do understand me. I'm not as unique as I think I am. Genuinely, I am not. But it's like when you live with something for so long, it becomes your reality. And now it's my responsibility to choose to stop making it my reality. I know like you ask, like you're wondering how we got there, but it's like the second thing that made me feel like really sad this winter. Today, for example, my housemate left to like be with his family for the holidays, and it's like since I moved in here, I think the longest we've been apart the longest I've been alone in this place since April was 8 days. Like I would say like the maximum actually like was 8 to 12 days, but like I've actually spent my time consistently like with someone, so I was never alone. And even before that, the place I was living in, I was living with people. I was always surrounded by people. Even before that, I spent quarantine with my sister and with a friend of mine. We're living in the same house. I think the last time I was living alone was back in 2016-17. I spent the entirety of the year 2015 living alone, then 16 a few months, and then since 2017 I've been like with someone. I've always been on my own, you know, but it's like I can't remember the last time I was actually alone, you know. It's one thing to not have friends, it's one thing to like always be on your own, but it's another to actually have someone that I know that if I feel really lonely, I can go knock at his door, and the same in regards to him when he does. I've had this realization for a while now, because I've known for a while now that he was gonna spend the holidays with his family, but it's like this thing when you realize, oh my god, I'm gonna spend the next few weeks alone, and it's so scary, and it's like winter and like my family is not here. Yes, I do have people I could literally go stay with during the holidays, but I genuinely don't feel like I'm happy when I'm with those people. So I feel like maybe I should be alone during those holidays. And I know it sounds like so So you're telling us that you could actually be with people, but you choose not to be with people, and there are actually people who have no one to be with. I don't understand that, but it's just like, although like the situation is worse, it doesn't negate what I am feeling and what I'm going through. Basically, this whole segment is me saying I'm gonna be alone this Christmas. I'm really scared about it, but that's life, you know. There's always a first time for everything. I'm not gonna die from like literally like staying alone in a big house for like how many weeks, almost close to a month. I'm not like, it's not, I'm gonna spend the new year alone, I'm gonna spend Christmas alone. There's a high possibility I would have like people reach out to me asking me to spend, like for example my church, they do that thing like at the end of the year we do stay together for Christmas and New Year. But this year I don't think it's gonna be possible. There have been some issues at the church and I've tried to distance myself. I've seen also quite a few videos on YouTube and I know I'm not alone, even without having to see people on YouTube. Like, it's a reality. Like, I don't think I'm alone in this. I know people actually don't have people they can spend the holidays with, and it's really sad, and my heart goes on to those people, because for me it's a choice and for them maybe it's not a choice. It's like they would like to be with someone but they can't. The third point that has contributed greatly to my sadness is the fact that I'm realizing that Christmas no longer means anything to me. And it's so like, I don't know, I feel like the last time Christmas meant anything to me was when I was spending it with my family. Although I'm not spending Christmas with them physically, I'm still spending Christmas with them to a certain extent, but it's like, I don't know. First of all, it's been so cold. I'm really trying not to make this video too long, but basically this whole video is me saying I'm gonna be alone this Christmas, and starting from today I'm gonna be alone. Oh my god, that sounds so like, oh my god, people are dying. Like, is this like the end of the world? But just like, I'm scared, but at the same time I'm not trying to make this like the reality, you know. Yes, it's scary, yes, it's lonely, but like I said, I've always liked being alone, like enjoying my time alone. I have a whole bookshelf I'm looking at right now. I have podcasts to listen to, movies, series, and I've done it before. It's not my first time like being alone. But yeah, it doesn't remove the fact that it's scary and I really don't want to be alone, but there's nothing I can do about it. I mean, there's a lot of things I could do about it, but there's nothing I want to do about it at the moment. So yes, maybe I shouldn't be complaining, which I'm not. I'm just like saying I'm gonna now like move on to like what I'm gonna do to romanticize my Christmas. I saw Cecil do that in a video recently, like how she said how people were talking about seasonal depression, and she's kind of taking a different approach to it. So rather than talking about it, she decided to like show a way to like romanticize a Christmas. The way I see it, it's like, first of all, like I mentioned, I'm gonna get very clear about my goals, what I really want to accomplish next year. I'm happy because, like I said, a lot of things I wanted to accomplish this year, I did accomplish them. So that's like a very good thing. Especially like there were a lot of like physical goals, like taking care of my physique, my mental well-being, a lot of those, a lot of different, like there were different goals, and I did talk about it in my media check-in, like I've mentioned before. And I'm planning to do kind of like a reset with me, like towards the end of December, getting ready for January. But it's like, I'm happy about those goals. There's still a lot of things I feel I wish I had done, but I don't want to focus on the negative. There's just so much negativity going on right now that I want to focus on the positivity, and it's easier for me to kind of spiral and feel like I'm lonely, but genuinely like I'm not. And at the end of the day, like, it's hard, but that's the truth. Wow, that sounded so weird, like, oh, I'm not lonely, it's hard, but it's the truth. What else am I gonna say? So yeah, like, focus on my goals, get more clear, and like use those last few weeks alone to actually like do more, be more productive, you know, not like a crazy kind of productive, still in a healthy way. I also want to focus on things that make me really happy, like getting back to my writing. I spent the beginning of this year actually being focused on that, and then like, no, actually the entirety of this year I wasn't really focused on writing. It was last year that I was really focused on it, and it's always been like that with my writing. I will start, stop, start, stop. So I'm thinking of like finishing some drafts. It's the thing with writing is like, you think when you're done with draft 1 it's okay, but then you still have to work on draft 2, draft 3, draft 4, depending on how quickly you get it right, and you never really feel like you're getting it right, because like writers, they get obsessed with their work. Yeah, doing things that make me truly happy, and writing does. Also like finding a new creative way to make money. I enjoy finding new ways to make money, you know, that work in the beginning, it just makes me happy. Like whatever. And also like new things that scare me. This is gonna sound so weird, but I can't really think of anything that I've tried that I was scared of trying, that I ended up trying, that I disliked. So it's like I can't wait to actually do new things that scare me. I don't know how this is gonna go, because when it's cold, I really don't like doing things unless I have to. So this is gonna be interesting, but I really wish I'm able to like document it. I'm currently reading Atomic Habits. No, listening to the audiobook and reading at the same time, which is very weird. I do that a lot. Like when I'm listening to an audiobook, I would read it, which kind of defeats the whole purpose of actually listening to the audiobook. Most of the tips he's given, which by the way are perfect, I knew them already because I did like watch videos of people that had read the book. But there's something different when you read it yourself, you know. You're gonna like get more understanding than just like getting someone's interpretations. It taught me a lot of things about like changing my habits, which I'm gonna focus a lot on like this next few weeks. And finally, the thing I need to do is like pursue the spirit of Christmas. To say at my age that I've lost the spirit of Christmas, and there's a lot of things I've lost at my age, and you know, it scares me a lot, because it's like I don't celebrate my birthday. I haven't celebrated my birthdays in 2-3 years now. It's not good because I'm still young. Those are things that actually like make life worth living, make our youth actually like worth it. And if I don't have those memories I'm supposed to have, it's like, I don't know, perhaps like if we forget about the fact that I've lost the spirit of Christmas, I don't celebrate my birthday anymore, I've already decided that I'm gonna elope. It's like I'm not even thinking about what my future husband has to say on the matter. I'm like, oh, I'm not getting married, I'm eloping. It's like all those big things I run away from just because I'd rather do them alone. And why? Because I'm scared of being with other people, because I've already decided for them that like they would never understand me, and that this is like a whole thing that I should make another video on. I really want to spend the next few weeks focusing on recreating the spirit of Christmas. It doesn't even have to be like from the religious standpoint. It's just like seeing the magic of it, you know. People are happy, people are buying stuff, buying trees. I remember watching videos, because I'm watching a lot of people just like to understand what is going on, like people going crazy like, over buying trees and things like that, and I'm just sitting like that, like this would never be me. I don't understand the point of buying a Christmas tree. But it's like, Cindy, you're losing the tradition of it. You're losing the magic. You're not seeing the bigger picture. You're just thinking here and now. But like, think about it. What is Christmas really about? And I think it does make sense. It does make sense why I've lost that spirit. It's because Christmas is about like spending time with your loved ones, and like, you know, like enjoying the end of the year. And it's like, first of all, I don't want the year to end, because I feel like I have so much more to accomplish in the year. And second of all, what family? They're not here. They're not with me. I'm sorry. I'm still looking for reasons not to want to enjoy Christmas, and that's what I want to work on. So this is me documenting this, making this video, kind of like sending it to the universe, like that I really want to like use this next few weeks to kind of like revive it, or romanticize the end of the year, romanticize Christmas, romanticize winter. I used to love winter. Oh my god, a few years ago, if you had asked me what my favorite season was, I would have told you it was winter. I love winter. Winter is the time when I normally like dress up like the best, because that's when I feel like I can actually showcase what my style is. So winter was always my favorite, and like I love snow. There's something about winter that just screams like magic, and like I don't know, those are things I grew up like watching and wanting, and now I have them. It's like I can't enjoy it. It's sad, and I want to change that. Like, if anyone feels like they too have lost the spirit of Christmas, or they're just like sad for no reason this winter, and it's like they feel like it's hard, let's just like try. And I know people's situations are different, but let's try to kind of like, I don't want to use the word romanticize because it's too hyped of a word, but let's just try to look at it from a different point of view. Let's try to make it our thing. You know, it doesn't have to be because everyone else is doing it. It can be because we want to have a special thing we're doing. I don't know when this video is going to go up, but to Christmas, I promise, I endeavor to make this Christmas a beautiful time, whether or not I spend it alone or with people. Although, like I've said, I'll be spending it alone. It's okay, like life is good. I love you always. If you liked the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Check out my other videos in my playlist and just on my page as well. I love you all. Like, thank you, mes amours.